What's going on YouTube? This is ParkerLad88 coming at you with another video, and in this video we're going to be doing a revised character breakdown for Tommy Oliver, the OG Green Ranger. Similar to my other character breakdowns, we're going to be running through the move list, doing some combos, and then I'm going to talk about a game plan for Tommy. So let's go ahead and get started. So, if you guys like what you see in this video, please consider checking out my social media links down in the description box. You can follow me on Twitch at www.twitch.tv/ParkerLad88. You can follow me on Twitter at ParkerLad2. Join the Whoosh Clan if you have Discord. With your entry into the Whoosh Clan will grow ever stronger, and if you want to do just a little bit more to support me, consider checking out my Cash App link. Links will all be in the description. With all that out of the way, let's go ahead and start talking about Tommy, and we'll get started with mobility. When it comes to mobility with Tommy, I would say his mobility is slightly above average. Be it that he's one of the original characters, when you just hold forward on the directional button, you can see he naturally goes into a run. So if you're newer to fighting video games, or this is your first one, you already have some inherent mobility to work with just because he has a natural run. When it comes to his dashes, however, you can see that they're pretty average. He's not too slow, he's not too fast, the start doesn't take too long, and the amount of distance that he covers is actually pretty decent. As you can see, it takes about 3 dashes both in and out of the screen to move away from your opponent and to close the distance on your opponent. When it comes to his wave dash, and when it comes to his attack dash, you can see that they are actually pretty comparable in their speed. I think that the wave dash slightly edges the attack dash. I can do it a little bit faster, and Tommy does carry his momentum pretty well with the wave dash. But if you're looking for something easier to do at the sacrifice of just a little bit of mobility, I would actually recommend the attack dash, but the wave dash is also a pretty good option if you can actually get down the finger movements. When we actually get into his jumps are pretty average. He's not too floaty, he's not too shallow, which is also seen when he does his dash jump. You can still do a pretty nice full screen jump in with Tommy, but it's not going to be as floaty as some of the other characters, as you can see right here. Moving into normal based attacks, we have standing light, crouching light, standing medium, crouching medium, standing heavy, and then we have crouching heavy for the launcher. Moving into command normals, Tommy has 2 command normals. We have back with medium, which leads into this axe kick, and then we have forward with medium, which leads into this side kick, which causes a wall bounce. Moving into aerial normals, we have air light. This is going to be Tommy's go-to cross-up. We have air medium. We don't really use this too much outside of combos. It does hit twice if you hit the medium attack option twice. Very important for Tommy's combos. And then we have air heavy. This is going to be your main jump in from the front. You're going to be approaching from the air a lot this way with Tommy, in addition to one other way that we'll talk about later. Now, when it comes to normals you're going to be using the most with Tommy, of course we have air light. This is going to be your cross up. The fact it's a light is nice because it can set up for some tick grab setups. And then it's also comboable from the front, as you can see. Air heavy, going to be your main jumping from the front. Pretty self-explanatory. It's a good jumping. We have air crouching light. This is good for counter poking. It's good for checking your opponents because you can rapid fire it, which gives it some combo ability if you need time to recognize that you're comboing. You can do that. And then, of course, we have Tommy's most important normal, which is back medium. Now, the reason why this is so important is because this is Tommy's overhead, and compared to other overheads, this is a very fast overhead. This is a nightmare to deal with Tommy's. Whenever you're fighting against Tommy's, you always have to look out for this because you're always going to be fishing for this as a Tommy player. He can combo from this as well. So it's very important that you're actually able to combo from this as a Tommy player. Now, one thing I do want to mention is the fact that it's really only the second hit of this that is an overhead. As you can see, Jason can still crouch block the first hit, but you have to stand block the second hit. Like at that point, you have to be stand blocking, otherwise you'll get caught by Tommy's overhead. This is kind of to offset how fast this is. It's not really a true overhead, but it is good enough. You will still get caught by this all the same if you're not paying attention against other Tommys. All right, let's move into throw. Then we have back throw. Tommy can combo off of his back throw. We have EX. All right, let's talk about Tommy's super. Tommy will call in the Dragon Zord, and the Dragon Zord will fire several missiles that'll home to the opponent for big damage. As most supers are, this is a great way to end combos for big damage, but this super is actually pretty good for a number of other reasons as well. Tommy can actually move, he can do normals, and he can do specials after he calls the Dragon Zord. This allots Tommy several advantages. Number one, combo extension. Here's just a small example of something that you can do. As you can see, great for combo extension. But the other thing that it is good for is resets. Tommy has a good mix-up game because he has an overhead. This means you have to worry about high-low mix, but when you mask that behind the explosions of the Dragon Zord, it really makes it difficult to tell what Tommy is going to do, which makes his mix-ups very dirty. Here is, once again, another example. So that is an example of something you can do. You can press the light attack option when they are in the air. You can call the Dragon Zord after you do the launcher, and then your opponent will flip out into the missiles. They have to block the missiles on incoming, and behind those explosions, you can do lows, you can do overheads, you can wait for it to end, and you can go for throw and go for like combos and stuff like that. So as you can see, this makes Tommy very dirty in the mix-up game. Let's start talking about Tommy's special moves, and of course we'll start with Neutral Special. Neutral Special will cause Tommy to fire this slow-moving projectile across the screen that hits up to 3 times. The fact that it's a slow-moving projectile is really nice because in combination with Tommy's speed, he can actually follow behind it for cover, which allows you to go in and go for lows, overheads, or you can actually throw it out in combinations with jump-ins as well, giving you a little bit of cover on your way in. The projectile durability is actually pretty strong as well. It can absorb 2 of Jason's gunshots. So, pretty good projectile durability. So, a pretty good projectile for Tommy overall. Let's go ahead and move into the next special move, and we're going to talk about the drop kick. So, if you press forward with special, you will get this drop kick. Upon hitting the opponent, it will put them in a stagger state, which is great for combos because you can follow up with air special afterwards. And just go for combos from there. We'll talk about air special a little bit later. Now, the other neat property about this move is that you can actually charge it. If you charge it, it will hit multiple times and lead into a ground bounce. This also includes on airborne opponents. And has one other interesting property as well. Get Jason to help me out here. It actually is an overhead as well. The final hit specifically. You don't really use this too much in that way, but it is just nice that you can do that. With proper timing, I'm sure you can set up for unblockable setups. Let's talk about Tommy's back special now, the Shockwave. In addition to being able to absorb projectiles, one more time, this move also has another interesting property to it as well. As you can see, it has armor. And with the right timing against the right moves, you can use this, as you can see, to go for full combos. Because you can go for regular drop kick out of it, you can go for charge drop kick out of it, any number of those things, and you can actually get some pretty good damage off of it. We'll talk about those combos a little bit later. But as a Tommy player, be aware that you do have this as a tool. It's not like the most amazing tool ever, but it's just a nice option that now he has an armor move that can kind of soak other attacks at the right time and really swing the momentum of fights back in your favor as a Tommy player. And if you're fighting against a Tommy, be aware that he can do this to you as well. Let's talk about Tommy's last special move and his arguably most important special move, and that is going to be his dive. Now, as you can see, Tommy will do this dive kick type maneuver, which will go at a very aggressive angle towards the opponent. This is really good for countering characters who have projectiles that don't go at like the top of the screen. If you see someone doing like a forward moving projectile, you can just dive right into them. And you can just go for full combo. Now, one warning I do want to give you about the dive. This on block is very unsafe. Make sure that if you're using this as a way to approach, you have an assist behind you, because if your opponent blocks this, then it's a free punish on you. So make sure that you are using this move intelligently. And that'll do it for all of Tommy's special moves. Let's talk about Tommy's assist. So Tommy's assist is going to be his fully charged dropkick. You don't really use this very much. I don't use this very much outside of like combo extension. You can use it for extra pressure. Or one thing I do actually like to use it for is when Tommy's in the air, while he's airborne, you can actually go for like an air normal.
Guess who's back?
Something like that. Outside of that, I don't find that I'm actually using this very much. So for me, not the most impressive assists. I think they're better assists for mix-ups or pressure than Tommy's assist. Now that we are done talking about all of that stuff, let's go ahead and move into Tommy's combos, starting with auto combo number 1, with lights, auto combo number 2, with mediums, and auto combo number 3, with heavies. Now, per tradition, I'll be doing each completed combo with number notation for those of you who are more experienced at fighting video games or this game and kind of just want to see what the combos look like and what the inputs are. But for those of you who still enjoy my normal combo structure of breaking down combos and showing you what parts to practice the most, we will still be doing that as well. Unfortunately, I don't have any beginner combos or intermediate combos to show today for Tommy, so we're going to go right into the bread and butter combos. So let's get started with Tommy's first bread and butter combo. Now, when it comes to comboing with Tommy, there are a couple things that we have to know how to combo from. We have to know how to combo from the dive, we have to know how to combo from overhead, we have to know how to combo from back throw, and we have to know how to combo from the shockwave. So, let's go ahead and get started with Tommy's first combo.
Zero in on my coordinates.
So as you guys can see, that was a full screen combo with Tommy. We'll start off with our air heavy, into standing medium, into first 2 hits of heavy auto combo, into forward special, into air special. That stagger state will give us enough time to follow it with the dive. Then we'll do medium, forward medium for the wall bounce. This is the first difficult part of the combo that you'll want to practice, because after you do that Sparta kick, you'll want to run over, and then you will do back medium for the OTG. You'll make sure that Tommy recovers, and then as soon as he recovers, you'll do that dash over and then get the back medium. This takes a little bit of getting used to. You'll want to make sure that Tommy fully recovers, and you want to make sure that you get the full dash before you actually do the back medium, because if you are not close enough to your opponent, then the subsequent normals will not connect fully and you'll end up dropping the combo. You'll want to do this with the timing as if you would do any other normal out of a dash. That's about the timing that you want, but just with back medium. It'll take a little bit of getting used to. Now, after you do that, you will do standing medium, crouching medium, standing heavy, and then launcher. After launcher, you'll do air light medium, but you'll do both mediums. After that, you'll do medium auto combo. You want to make sure they're high in the air, about here, because you'll need the extra recovery time in order to do another standing medium. So let's kind of practice all of that really quick so you guys can get a good look at it. So as you guys can see, that's about the height that you want for your medium auto combo, so you can get the standing medium afterwards. Now, at this particular point, we will be in the corner. After we do that medium auto combo, we'll do medium, staggered into a crouching medium, staggered into a heavy. Then we will do crouching light, standing medium into forward medium. In this case, we've already used our wall bounce, so it'll lead to a hard knockdown. So then we'll just call super afterwards.
Zero in on my coordinates.
Now, after we recover from super, we will then do special, wait for special to recover. After that final missile hits, we will then do another Sparta kick. Now, after we do that Sparta kick, once again, causes another hard knockdown. After he recovers, we will do back special. Now, we can cancel forward special out of back special. as you can see right there, but we'll charge it for the ground bounce. After we recover from that, we'll have enough time to do launcher. And after that, we'll stagger that into the EX. So let's start from the, in this case, the Tiger Zord call. We'll do the special, and then we'll do the Sparta Kick afterwards, so you guys can get used to that. So here we go. Just take your time. That's about what you'll want there. And then after you get that hard knockdown, we will do Shockwave, fully charged Sparta Kick. I staggered it a little bit too late there. After you recover, you will have time for that launcher. Stagger that into the EX. And that should be the full combo. So really the only real difficult part about this combo is really just doing that forward and doing that dash into the back medium. And then probably the thing after that would be doing getting that crouching light after you do the heavy off of that juggle you saw me do from the medium auto combo. Those are probably the most difficult parts of this combo, but if you're able to do all of that, you should have something that looks a little bit like this.
Zero in on my coordinates.
Victory is fun.
And that's what you guys should get. Let's go ahead and move on to our next combo. So one thing that I did want to mention about the last combo before we move into our next combo is this is pretty much going to be the combo that you do with Tommy in any situation where you are actually not close to the corner. So if you're full screen, if you're 2/3 to screen, anything like that, this is pretty much going to be the combo you do. Let's go ahead and talk about the next combo, which is what we do in the corner, or what we do when we are close to the corner.
Zero in on my coordinates.
Victory is fun.
So, as you guys can see, this combo is actually pretty similar to our last combo. The only part that's any different is kind of where we put the Sparta Kick in this combo. As opposed to putting it towards the beginning, we're actually doing it more towards the end of the combo. Because if we do it from here, it'll just cause the opponent to flip over to the other side, and we don't want that. We want to keep the corner, right? So, in order to do this combo, we'll start off just like last time with our air heavy, standing medium, first 2 hits of heavy auto combo, forward special, air special. Now this is where it gets a little bit different. Now we're going, as opposed to doing standing medium into forward medium, we're going to pick up as if we left off from doing our OTG with the back medium. So we'll do a staggered standing medium, staggered into crouching medium, staggered into standing heavy, and then we'll go into launcher from there. Just like the last combo, we'll do air light medium medium, which sets up the medium auto combo with that height once again. And then we'll go into a loop that Tommy has, which I have affectionately dubbed the Isaac. Mega Isaac was the first person I ever saw do this combo, so I have named this loop after him. So after you do the medium auto combo, you will then follow up with a standing medium, staggered into crouching medium, into standing heavy, and then you'll have enough time to recover and do a crouching light standing medium. So just like that, then you'll stagger the standing medium into the crouching medium, and then do standing heavy. So you'll get about with that timing. You can do that about 2 times. And then on the last rep, you'll do crouching light, standing medium into the Sparta Kick, and then you'll call Dragon Zord. So let's take a look and see what that looks like. So that's pretty much what you have. Once again, into the stagger. That's about the timing you want. So while you're not juggling them, if you can practice that timing, you should be able to get it. Then on that third crouching light, you'll do crouching light, standing medium into Sparta Kick, called Dragon Zord. Now, as soon as you do this, just hold up back, so you'll keep the corner. Sparta Kick. And then just like the last combo, we'll follow up with our Shockwave into the fully charged drop kick, launcher, stagger that into EX. So the main thing you want to get used to for this combo is just practicing the Isaac. So once again, that's going to be your crouching light, standing medium, staggered into your crouching medium, standing heavy. And if you can get that, you should be able to do this combo. So if you're able to do this entire combo, you should have something that looks a little like this.
Zero in on my coordinates.
Victory is fun.
And that's what you guys should get. Let's go ahead and move on to our next combo. Let's talk about now how to combo from the overhead and from the dive. Now, if you can do those first two combos, you should be able to do these combos because it's literally the exact same combo. I'm going to do one example with each, and then I'm going to explain the parts that you need to practice. So let's go ahead and get started with that.
Zero in on my coordinates.
Impossible.
Zero in on my coordinates.
Victory is fun.
So let's talk about converting from Tommy's overhead first. You cannot be a Tommy player and not know how to convert from his overhead. You have to be able to convert combos from his overhead, since you'll be doing that a lot as a Tommy player. So in order to combo from the overhead, you link the standing light. You just have to get used to being able to do that. And then from standing light, you'll go into standing medium into the first two hits of heavy auto combo, and then the combo just goes from there. So just make sure as many times as you need that you're doing that back medium and practicing that timing. And it's a little harder than it looks sometimes, but once you get it down, you'll be good to go. Let's talk about converting from dive. Dive is the next easiest way that you convert damage with Tommy. You do dive, standing medium into forward medium, or if you're in the corner, then you just do standing medium, crouching medium, standing heavy, launcher. But you will notice in this version of the combo, I actually did 3 reps of the Isaac as opposed to doing only 2 reps of the Isaac. So after the medium auto combo, you'll be able to do standing medium, staggered into crouching medium, staggered into standing heavy to set up the Isaac, crouching light, standing medium, standing heavy, and then you'll get one more rep of crouching light, standing medium into the forward medium before you call Dragon Sword, and that's exactly like the last combo. But other than that, those are really the only differences. Otherwise, it's the exact same combo. Let's go ahead and move into our next combo. Let's talk about converting now from back throw.
Zero in on my coordinates.
So let's talk about converting from back throw. So converting from back throw, the very first thing you do after it, which is the drop kick into the dive, is actually the hardest part, I think, of this combo. If you are able to do everything we've done in the previous combos, you can do this combo as well, because it's literally all the same stuff we practiced. The dashing over to get the OTG, practicing the Isaac, it's all the same there. So let's talk about this conversion part from the back throw. So you can cancel into the drop kick after Tommy does back throw, but it's not like an immediate cancel, like not quite like right after. You have to like wait for like a split second after Tommy does the back throw, because if you try to cancel like right after it, then he'll just do nothing. And if you wait too late, then you'll miss the opponent. So finding that window is kind of difficult to do. So that's the first thing you want to practice. The other thing that you want to practice is when Tommy does his dive from his drop kick, he can't do it like immediately, like similar to just doing it like this, right? He can't do that for some reason. You have to wait for like a little while before he can actually do it, right? So you want to make sure that you wait just a little bit, and you want to make sure you're definitively pressing that special button so you're close enough to the opponent, because if you're too far, then the opponent will fall before you get a chance to hit them, and you won't be able to get that ground bounce for the conversion. So honestly, that's the most difficult part of this combo, is just getting that timing down. Once again, just a split second after back throw. Otherwise, you'll miss it like that. Like that. And then after you see Tommy go back enough, do that special so you'll hit them for the ground bounce. And then other than that, it's the exact same combo as the corner combo and the bread and butter combo that we did. Now, one other thing that I do want to mention is because you use up your ground bounce, right, while hitting somebody like airborne with the dive, that means after we do the Sparta kick after the Dragon Sword or the Tiger Sword, we can't actually do Shockwave into the fully charged dropkick for that extra damage. So after we do Dragon Sword, we'll just do Launcher, and then we'll go into the EX from there. So those are really the only differences as far as those combos are concerned. If you're able to do everything else, you should be able to do this combo as well. Just make sure you're practicing this part. And after that, you'll do medium into Sparta kick, or if you're in the corner, then you'll go straight into your staggered medium, crouching medium, heavy launcher, and then you'll do that whole series. So, now that we're done going over how to combo from Tommy's back throw, we are going to move into... what combo do I want to move into? I guess we'll go ahead and talk about comboing from the Shockwave.
Zero in on my coordinates.
So there is a very specific reason why I chose to show you guys that combo from the armor that you get off of the Shockwave. It's because it changes up your timing. It's not the same as just going Shockwave into Sparta kick. That's really simple, right? It's just a regular cancel. You do back special, and then after you see it hit from the Shockwave, then you just go straight into it, right? But when you factor in the armor, it really changes up your timing. You really have to keep an eye out for when they get hit with the Shockwave and then immediately go into that cancel. You really have to make sure that you're looking out for that. And then you should be able to get the combo from there. So that's the only part of this combo that you'll want to practice. Otherwise, it's very, very similar to the combos that we've been doing before. Because we use up both our reverse launcher off of the Shockwave early, and then our ground bounce from the fully charged drop kick, after we call the Dragon Sword, we can only do a launcher afterwards before we go into our EX. So make sure you guys are aware of that. And that's pretty much the only thing that I have to talk about with this combo. It's going to be the same situation as if you're in the corner. If you can do the first two combos, you can do all these conversions that I'm showing you. It's just a matter of showing you guys those beginning parts. Let's go ahead and move on to the last combo that I want to show you guys. It's kind of a special one, and that's how you can get a side switch in the corner. They're going to come a series of times where maybe you're not so certain of where you are on the screen, and you might get a situation where you do the Sparta kick too close to the corner and they flip over to the other side. So we're going to talk about that conversion.
Zero in on my coordinates.
So I know doing dive in the corner isn't exactly the most practical thing to do, right? But I just use this as an example because in situations where I don't know how close I am to the corner, I find this mostly comes off of doing dive. So that's why I did it in the corner. So you do a dive, you do medium Sparta kick. Oh no, they flip over to the other side. I wasn't aware. Whatever do I do? It's okay. We got you covered. What's going to happen is from there, you'll just do your OTG with your back medium. staggered standing medium, into staggered crouching medium, into staggered heavy, into launcher, and then in order to take back the corner, after you do launcher, you'll just do heavy. You'll do a delayed heavy, slightly delayed. If you delay it too much, you won't actually connect. As you can see, after you do the standing heavy, Tommy will actually land on the other side of the opponent, which allows you to take back the corner. From there, you will then do a staggered standing medium, staggered crouching medium, staggered heavy, into another launcher, air light medium medium, into your medium auto combo. Then we'll do our 1 rep of the Isaac. So we do our standing medium, staggered into crouching medium, into heavy. We'll then link crouching light, standing medium into the forward medium. And then from there, we will call the Dragon Zord. Now in this situation, we used up both of our launchers. We've already used up our ground bounce. So the only thing we can really do after that is our EX. So the only part of this that you really have to get used to, which you can practice off of just doing Sparta Kick in the corner, is after you do your OTG, you'll do, all that stuff into the launcher, and then you'll do a slightly delayed heavy, and then you'll be able to get the medium on the other side. Medium, crouching medium, into standing heavy, launcher, air light medium, 1-2, and then you'll just do the rest of the combo. One rep of the Isaac, and then you'll go into the Sparta Kick, Dragon Zord, or Tiger Zord. After it rocks, you'll do EX afterwards, and that's pretty much the entire combo. So if you've done everything as you should have something that kind of looks like this.
Zero in on my coordinates.
Forgot about the neutral special in here. You guys know the drill.
And may the power protect you all.
And that's what you guys should get. That'll be all the combos that I'll be showing you today. Now, one thing I didn't talk about was comboing from just like a raw dive when the opponent's in the air, which eats up your ground bounce. But you guys kind of got to look at that whenever you saw me do the back throw combos. So if you can do those back throw combos, whenever you hit somebody with the dive and it causes a ground bounce, that's the conversion that you do. So now that we're done talking about combos, let's go ahead and move into Tommy's game plan. And if you haven't figured it out by now, if Jason is the Ryu of this game, except for the fact that Ryu is actually in the game now, then Tommy is definitely the Ken of this game. He is an easy to use character the same way that Jason is, but he sacrifices a little bit of damage for speed and mix. Once again, main normals you're going to be using. You're going to be using your crouching light a lot. You're going to be using your air light as a cross up. You're jumping, but of course the main things you're going to be using are going to be your overhead, and you're going to be using your dive. The fact that Tommy has a fast overhead gives him access to high-low mix. It's always something that you have to be aware of. And Tommy's dive is a great way to punish slow moves. It's a great way to punish horizontal projectiles for big damage. I don't really use this move very much, but as you guys can see, that extra hit of armor really helps and can really turn the tide of the game in your favor. But once again, main focus is doing dive and using your overhead. Now, one caveat to the dive. You really don't want to use the dive unless you know you have a punish or if you have an assist online. Dive assist is the situation you want to use this in if you're going to be using it in the neutral. And the last thing I do want to mention is make sure that you are utilizing that Dragon Zord. Dragon Zord is not only great for damage, but it's also great for controlling screen space. And when it's on the screen, it makes Tommy's high-low mix even dirtier, because now on top of dealing with lows and overheads, now you have to deal with lows and overheads masked by smoke, so you really can't see what Tommy's doing, so it gives him some dirt. I commonly refer to him as Jason with dirt. But if you're able to get those conversions off of overhead, using your dive intelligently in combination with assist in order to punish projectiles or long recovery horizontal moves, and utilizing your Dragon Zord along with mix, then I think that you'll be doing a great job with Tommy. And that'll do it for this character breakdown featuring Tommy. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. Once again, if you enjoyed what you saw here today, please consider checking out my social media links in the description box. And once again, if you want to do a little bit more to support me, consider checking out my Cash App. I would appreciate it a ton, and it all goes back to making awesome content for you guys. Anyway, that'll do it for me, and I'll be back to you guys later with future videos. This is Parker Lad, and I will see you guys next time.